going on, everyone? This is Mitch with SC Weather. Hope you all been having a great Tuesday. We're going to talk about the potential severe weather threat overnight tonight into tomorrow and tomorrow night, as it looks like a line of thunderstorms along a very strong cold front is going to develop. It's going to be a big time wind threat and an isolated tornado threat, isolated hail threat, but the main threat with this looks to be damaging winds. So we're going to break that down, kind of what's the timeline for everybody in the southeast and the potential. We're going to talk briefly on the backside snow that could potentially fall in the mountains of North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, parts of Kentucky, and then the interior northeast. We won't talk about that as much, but it's impressive. Snow will be falling on April 1st. It's not April Fool's. That's legitimately going to happen. It's not super uncommon for the mountain regions here in the East Coast. It happens actually fairly common. It's happened multiple times over the last several years. So, you know what happens. But severe weather threat is the main topic definitely today or this evening as we talk about tomorrow, as there is a slight risk, level 2 out of 5. So we are going to have a severe weather event tomorrow. I don't think there's going to be nothing crazy or dangerous, but it is worth noting. So before we get deep with this, consider subscribing. It's a great way to support me. I feel like after we get past this event, we're probably going to enter a slower period with weather, which is good because we kind of need to calm down a little bit. It's been crazy last 2 weeks, and a lot of people's lives have been changed forever negatively. Lives have been lost. So April is always a bad month for severe weather, so I can guarantee it's going to ramp back up again, especially for the areas of the Mid-South, Southeast. So definitely like the video if you haven't liked it. If you do like it, subscribe. Consider doing that. And also, if there's anything I can pray about anything going on in your life or anything anybody else can, please leave it in the comments. It gives me an opportunity to pray for you. It gives everybody an opportunity in the comments to pray for you. Prayer is powerful, so definitely take advantage of that as a platform for other people to reach out to you and definitely help you. So let's get going here. Storm Prediction Center, as you can tell, there's a marginal risk for a large area all the way from Baltimore, around Baltimore and Washington, stretching all the way from the far eastern sections of Texas. There's an area of slight risk covering central to south central Alabama, into southeast areas of Mississippi, into the Atlanta area, Columbus, Georgia area. I think the main reason here is probably because of the threat for the line of storms to be more intense in this area, meaning the actual a line of storms, it's probably going to be more of a damaging wind threat. They're going to be more well put together. Short range models, I'm going to only show the HRRR model in this video, but short range models has been kind of sloppy with the line of convection and development of along this cold front a little bit further to the northeast. So we're going to watch that, but there's still a threat for severe weather all along this area that we need to watch out for. Tornado threat, very small chance, a 2% chance. That's about as low as you can get besides being a 0% chance, but there is a chance. A wind threat is going to be the highest down here where the slight risk is. It's going to be the biggest threat. Hail threat, not that high, but it's going to be in isolated areas here, definitely overnight into Arkansas and things like that. So let's definitely let me get this a little bit bigger. I'll always forget to do this for you guys. So we're going to look at the HRRR model run here. And in fact, we're actually probably going to go on and flip to this right here. Y'all bear with me a little bit here, but let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So this is starting off obviously this evening. We get here in time. We got to watch out for these cells right here because they can have a tornado threat to them very briefly, kind of as they're initializing into this line is starting to get together. And let's actually flip here, some more broader view. So we have to kind of watch out for the beginning of this event for a tornado threat, kind of right in the hill. We just kind of watch here. There's definitely some ingredients, not much ingredients, but you can just look at these individual cells and kind of tell that there's a look to them before this thing goes linear and turns more into a high shear kind of low convection kind of event, and it kind of consolidates into a line as you get into the morning hours of tomorrow. And check it out here. This is a big chunk of convection and a line of storms here that starts to develop. Sorry if y'all hear any noise in the background. My family's in the living room making a whole lot of noise watching some TV shows. But check out the little clippet of snow that shows up in Arkansas. That's cold air coming in, so you got plenty of cold air filtering behind this cold front, and it mixes with some moisture here. We'll kind of have to watch that, but as this line's getting going, it starts to get into Wednesday afternoon, and check out how intense this line looks. We'll get a little bit closer right here. Check out how intense this line looks in Alabama, and I think that's why they have the slight risk right here in Alabama, because it's showing where the line of storms could be the most intense down there. So you guys in Alabama, areas of southern areas of Mississippi, it kind of comes through in a more favorable time of the day, daytime heating. And check it out. It starts to straddle all the way over here into Columbia, South Carolina. But just look how sloppy it looks. So I'm gonna wonder how well put together this line is by the time it gets into, say, the Midlands of South Carolina, the Piedmont, North Carolina, the coastal plains of North Carolina. How well put together is this still going to be? I'm not sure, but it looks to be pretty solid down here in the more southwest sections of this line. But up here, it's a question mark. That's why the slight risk and the higher risk for damaging winds and just for severe weather in general is down here, because the line looks more well put together. But we'll watch. The short range models kind of showed the same thing for Sunday. It started showing where the line wasn't going to be as strong in the Carolinas, and then it ended up coming together all of a sudden the last second. It was pretty intense and actually caused some wind damage. But check out how this system goes. It shows it much sloppier right here, but there's still a lot of rain that could potentially fall with this. This might not be just a one line come through. There might be some lingering rain and heavy rain that comes through. But look at this area. I know I got a couple viewers from up there in West Virginia, Kentucky, but look at this area. It's trying to show heavy rain switch to heavy snow in West Virginia. So I know I got one guy from West Virginia. Watch out. This is the H-triple-R model. I hadn't even looked to see how much snow they're calling for up in that area as far as local forecast. But the H-triple-R model, the latest long range, shows a good thumping of snow all the way from up to Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and even in the mountains of Tennessee and North Carolina. I don't think Knoxville is going to get snow or anything, but Boone, potential Rome Mountain might be a big hitter here for several inches of snow, April snow. So this moves out and you get the cold air filter here, and then check out the convective snow showers trying to show up here in the Ohio Valley. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll have to watch, but cold air filters in behind this. But you look here, and here's the snowfall accumulation showing up for this area, courtesy of the H-triple-R model. So not a ton, but a lot for April 1st. So we'll look here and we'll see how much energy is kind of available here. Notice Cape isn't very high, but it gets kind of high here. 1,000 joules per kilogram here in Mississippi overnight. But as it gets going, obviously you get into the overnight hours. The Cape doesn't have a chance to really get going because you lose daytime heating. But you get into Wednesday, Cape is able to rise up to close to 2,000 here in areas of eastern Carolina. So the storms maybe could intensify. Even though the H-triple-R model run is kind of showing them look kind of weak, but they could intensify. The thing is just expect here in the Carolinas, in this area right here in Georgia, a pretty big weather maker. It might be damaging winds. It kind of might be like Sunday. Just depends on where you are and where the strongest part of the line of storms is, and it's very hard to predict that until they come into vision on the radar. And it's something we probably won't know until it's in view of the radar. But this is a significant tornado parameter. It's not that high, but you have to watch tonight in this area right here. Definitely overnight, and it would occur overnight, so that's kind of scary. So, and then the tornado parameters kind of go up a little bit, but it's not much to a tornado threat with this. But check out maximum wind speeds. You can obviously tell where the line of storms is, and that's you get here in Alabama. The potential for 30 to 40, 50 mile per hour gusts, and the winds are going big time here on the eastern slopes of the North Carolina mountains. But the line storms moves through, and you can tell there's just some very gusty winds with it. This is basically what this is showing. Is that max wind gusts could be in the 30 to 40 miles per hour range. But depending on where the strongest parts of the line kind of go through, we just won't know that until probably tomorrow. So until we can show where this line is going to intensify. So we'll be watching. But another thing that I wish I would have showed at the beginning of the video, a big thing to talk about is the temperature drop behind this. Look at the temperature gradient. This is This is Wednesday, probably the warmest time of the day, right about here. Look at where the front is. You can tell where the front is. So basically, the moisture is probably right into here. And look how temperature surged to in the 80s, 70s here in the Carolinas, and Florida probably hitting the 90s. But look as the front moves through. Look at the big time drop in temperature. So you'll probably wake up Thursday with temperatures in the 30s and the 40s across the entire South, except I can't talk, guys, except the southern areas of Florida where the front quite doesn't make it, but it probably will get all the way down there eventually. But you can tell how this trough is digging based off where the cooler temperatures is. This warm air is already kind of coming up here, but expect tomorrow to be breezy. You're going to get the southwest flow, so you basically only get a flow out the southwest, and you're going to get big time trough digging with a big time temperature drop with basically some northwest winds kind of shooting through. So you're going to have battle between two air masses, and this front is going to kick all the way through and deliver a chilly end to the week. Very, very chilly considered early April. So go on and expect chilly air because, but one thing I do want to say is it's not going to last long. So don't get bummed out. It's going to warm right back up. That's the thing with cold air here in April and late March is it'll come, but it doesn't last very long, maybe a day or two, and then it starts to warm back up into the 60s and 70s. So thank y'all for tuning in. That's all I got, and I'll keep you updated on the severe weather threat tomorrow. I might chase if it looks good enough to do so. So I might have a storm video tomorrow. But thank y'all for tuning in, and y'all have a great night.